Hi, guys. We're coming to you with some things that we have found that we really loved
Mm-hmm.
with Holland America Cruise Line, and also a couple things that surprised us that we didn't really care for. So, we're in our Ocean View Stateroom 1016 and just wanted to go over some thoughts with you. Do you want to start us off with some things that you found that you really enjoyed? Or do you want to start with the what didn't quite meet our expectations?
How about we go with the cons?
Okay.
There seem to be less of those, so we can
True.
end on a good note.
True.
So, let's see. For me, I think one of them would be the flavor of the buffet.
Mm.
It's kind of a hit and miss sometimes. Um, I got some sushi, just wasn't really any flavor there. I think you've had what
The
uh,
Alfredo.
Alfredo wasn't much flavor
There's no
there.
flavor at all.
Um, I've had a couple other things, but it's kind of a hit and miss. I mean, majority of it has like either flavor or it's a little bit bland tasting. So I'm not sure if that's geared, for a certain crowd or not, or taste buds. I mean, you can always add salt and pepper to it, you know. But normally you have, you know, either good or bad. But this one is either no flavor or flavor.
That's very true.
So,
I think for me, and I know it's standard in the cruise industry that when you go to eat in the main dining room, you're seated with other people, and it makes sense to me logistically, for efficiency, to help just with the flow of everything. But I do like on Norwegian on NCL that when we go and we say it's for two, we're given a table for two. We don't have to request it or ask for it. That's just my personal preference. Nothing wrong with being seated with other people. We've
nope.
met some great folks and had good conversation. But I'm very much an introvert and I prefer just the two of us. So,
Yeah. I mean, for me, it works out fine. I mean, we get to either get to meet somebody new or somebody we've already ran into, and we kind of learn their journey on how they started cruising, which is really super nice.
yeah, and we learn a little bit about other cruise lines and what they like and don't like about the different cruise lines. So it is interesting.
Yep.
I think also, while we're on the topic of food, I just wanted to mention there's not a 24-hour food option.
Mm.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, I know on Carnival, I feel like we've taken two Carnival cruises. I feel like there was 24-hour food.
Yeah.
On NCL, they have the pub, which is 24-hour. This is our first time on NCL. They do have a late night snack in the buffet from 10:30 to 11:30. And then I think it opens back up at 6 a.m., but there's no 24-hour food option.
Yes. One thing I'd like to add, though, we absolutely love the dining room.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things I didn't realize is the wait. Not the wait line, but you get served, you order, they bring you bread, of course, you have your drink, of course. But you're going with an appetizer, which you can order one or two or however you want to go. Um, and if it's quick to get to your dinner, and it always takes a long time for your dessert, or it can take up to maybe half an hour, 45 minutes to get your dinner, and then you have your dessert. So your dinner is anywhere from like an hour and a half to
To two
2 hours.
hours. Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't mind. I mean, I'll get my stomach, time to settle or whatever else is. But sometimes I just want to eat food, relax, and go see what else is going on in the ship. Because there's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff going on. They have like their little concert stuff. They have their movies. They have what else have we seen?
The comedian.
The comedian.
It was great.
Yeah. So depending on what time you get to dinner, you might have to think ahead of time to be able, if you're wanting to make that show, you have to categorize. I'm going to go either before dinner, before the show, go to dinner and make the show, or I'm going to go to show and then I'm going to catch a dinner. Just, how it plans out.
Yeah.
So
I would say give yourself 2 hours if you know that there's an activity you want to do. Go to dinner at least 2 hours before, so you're prepared. And it's fine when you're in the dining room.
mhm.
It's just there's a little bit of time between courses, and if you are on a schedule and somewhere you need to be, just give yourself that 2 hours.
Absolutely.
I think the only other negative, really, or con, if you will, the light switches up by the door are loose and a little finicky. You have to press them just right to get them to work. They do work, but they're just a little finicky. They're not nice and firm. The other ones in the stateroom are there's some right there by the couch. They're perfect. The ones by our bed work great, but the ones by the door are a little worn.
Now those are in our room, and
Yeah,
we can't speak for all the other rooms,
correct.
but that's what we're seeing in ours. So, hopefully that will be something they will fix and they know about and correct.
Yeah.
So, let's see, one more thing. I got a little list. So, going through, trying to make sure I can cover them all. Let's see, cover that. Vibration. I'm not sure. I didn't notice it the first night, but Don
I
was
did.
mentioning it to myself and a couple of friends of ours on this taking the kids with us, and it's just like a weird. So I paid attention, and it was like, huh. I would just almost describe it like a fluttering. It's like a weird, like I don't know, like wavy. I don't know. Maybe a vibration. I'm looking like trying to figure out what it could be. And all of a sudden I would hear like maybe traveling, and it was just the oddest thing. And I'm like, it'd be like one side, this side. So I'm not sure if maybe a combination of things, maybe the vibration of it, moving during the water. This is our last night here, and so I didn't hear it last night, but I did hear it the last 3, 4 nights,
Yeah.
which was it's like what is it? And it lasted for a few hours, and always around 9:30. 9:30 probably till maybe about 1 o'clock in the morning. So a little irritating, and the noise would vary here or there, but enough to notice if you're like a light sleeper like I am. So, anything else on the negative?
No, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Should we hop on over to things we found that
Absolutely.
exceeded our expectations?
And these are in absolutely no order whatsoever.
True.
We're
Same with
just
the
like,
cons. No
yeah,
order.
we just wanted to put them down there while we remembered them, so that way, hey, we can express our opinion. And again, these are only our opinions. You might come here like, oh, that's really awesome, or that really sucks. So hopefully, I mean, if you've been on here, you know this and that, and please leave us, a comment below. Um, but one of them, I believe, what was it, last night? We were coming out of our dinner,
Mm-hmm.
and they had this thing called a chocolate surprise. Now, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say what the chocolate surprise is, since hint of surprise. But
It was a sweet treat.
it was a sweet treat.
It was a sweet treat. I think we'll just leave it at that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we found it very pleasant, very nice, and very thoughtful.
Yeah. And speaking of chocolates, a few evenings they have left the Lindor chocolates on our bed for us when we came back to the room when they did the turn down service,
Mm-hmm.
which is also great too, because I know a lot of cruise lines have gone to one cabin service a day.
Yeah.
And we've gotten both morning and the turn down in the evening. So that's been nice.
It's very nice.
Yeah. And I love that we get towel animals.
Yes.
We got an elephant one evening, and then last night when we came back to our room, we got our little reindeer, and that just makes my heart happy.
Yeah, very, very cute. So, yes, we'll have to try to make them then now for our grandkids and our nieces. So, one of the things I really liked is going into the main dining room. Is the dinners. I feel that they were completely upgraded.
Yes.
I was able to order escargot, and if you haven't ever tried it, you should try it. The ones that they had here, just picture, if you like mushrooms, for one instance, garlic, buttery, savory mushrooms is what it tasted like. And I think you get a set of like what, 8, 9,
Six or 8. So I don't know.
something like
But,
that. You can order them and you can find out. But they taste amazing. And maybe one of these days I'll just do like a blind taste test for my wife, and we'll see if she can tell what it is.
no, thank you, Mimi.
Yeah.
I would say yes. The dinner menu, it changes every night. There are some things that I've noticed have stayed on it. There's a New York steak. There's a chicken. There's a side vegetable bowl. Those have been on there every night. But
Yeah.
most of the appetizers, the entrees, and the desserts change nightly. And it is a higher end menu in the main dining room. Things that we would expect to get in specialty dining on other cruise lines. So like he said, the escargot, there's been duck breast, there's been red snapper,
Yeah.
cobia, you had grouper one night.
Yes, I did.
There was a beef tenderloin Oscar. So yeah, I would say great
Yeah.
options. I think lamb is on the menu for tonight.
Right.
So very high-end menu just in the main dining room, like things we would normally expect to pay much more money for.
Right. And these aren't like small, like when you like think of like small little like lamb chops or whatever else is, they're actually giving you quite a bit of food.
It's a good portion.
Yeah. Your prime rib,
Oh yeah,
that was like
a big piece.
very big piece of prime rib.
Yeah.
So they're not skimping on it, just because you're elevating the flavor and the item doesn't mean you get a smaller size, so
True.
it's about equivalent to what you would see normally
In the specialty dining, unlike Carnival and NCL.
Absolutely.
I would say another thing that I've thoroughly enjoyed is the decor on the ship. There's a lot of mid-century, 19th century art.
Yeah.
There's a lot of statues, a lot of carvings. There's a little bit of more modern art pieces throughout. But it's just a very elegant, you can see there's the watercolor picture behind us. They do pay a nice tribute to their Dutch heritage. You can see it blended in throughout the ship, and I just love it. I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful ship.
Absolutely. One thing for me would be the towels in the restroom. Now, not towels so much, but wash rags. Now, the wash rags aren't there to wash your hands. They're there to dry off your hands.
There's no paper towels.
No paper towels.
In the public restrooms. The only place I've seen paper towels is the buffet.
The buffet.
Yeah, everywhere else is a little hand towel.
So it is really super nice. It's a really super nice touch. So, what about you? Anything?
Yeah, I think a big surprise we had, I knew when we came into the room there was a lot of storage. There's 4 closets. It does make the space a little tight in the entryway, but I love all of the storage. And there's a cabinet under the desk that you can use for storage. And I thought that there was just some wood frame underneath our bed when we first came in, but Kirk was looking at it. There's actually 2 drawers under the bed. We can still get our suitcases under the bed, but there's 2 big drawers under the bed as well. So the storage is amazing in the room.
Yeah.
What about you?
I got a free drink card. I'm like,
yeah, that's right.
That's perfect. We elected not to get the drink package this time. We just kind of wanted to do maybe just kind of bare bones, but it was kind of nice. I'll probably take it tonight since it's my last night and use it, and see what their marinara drink is all about. Maybe good, maybe bad, but hey, I didn't have to pay anything for it. So,
I would say too, we each got a little canvas Holland America line tote bag,
Mm-hmm.
which was a very nice gesture. Would definitely use those. I've seen a lot of people on the ship using them.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little charm bracelet with a charm on it. We also got today a Dutch porcelain tile souvenir with the Holland America
Yep.
on it. So that was a really cute little memento. So I think that the little special touches like that just help add to the memories.
Absolutely.
And I think finally, probably one of the biggest things is just the availability on the ship.
Yeah.
There's always somewhere you can sit, whether it's on the observation deck in the crow's nest, if it's in the sea view part of the Lido deck on the aft, or any of the bars when we've gone to any of the shows. We've never had any issue trying to find somewhere to sit. And the same for the elevators.
Yes.
There's not been any lines.
No. And in fact, you push it. Generally, it's opening, and there's nobody on there.
Yeah, most of the time, I was just going to say, most of the time we're in the elevator alone.
Yeah.
Most of the time we're waiting for the elevator alone.
Yeah.
Occasionally there's a couple of people, but it's never been like a line or a huge wait. The same going on and off the ship for the excursions, or just to go explore the port.
Yeah.
Very quick in and out, like no lines, no wait. That's been impressive.
Yeah. Now, we can't speak for all the other boats of Holland.
Are the other cruises?
Are
This
the
is just
cruises.
our particular cruise.
But this one, I mean, it's you hop on, you hop off.
Yeah,
Um,
it's been great.
push the elevator, it opens up. Want to find a seat? There's a seat. I mean, it's really easy. I mean, it's very comfortable. It's very relaxing. I think that's like the biggest thing about this. It's just been relaxing, just easy,
Yeah.
no stress.
Yeah.
I can't find this. I can't get here. I have to wait and there's a crowd of people for the elevator, and there's a crowd of people already in the elevator. We haven't found
There's
that.
no pushing or shoving. There's been no rudeness or crudeness.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic. We
Um,
absolutely love it.
And just like even the lines, like going to either the buffet or the dinner.
Hmm.
I mean, there might be a line, but it's moving fairly quickly.
Hmm.
Yeah,
If there is a line, it's pretty short.
Yeah,
I don't think we've waited over 5 minutes for anything.
no, absolutely, except for our food.
Well, dinner service.
But
Yeah.
other,
But
other than that, it's been actually pretty good.
yeah. So that wraps up our initial thoughts of things that we found that we didn't particularly care for, but a lot of things that really surprised us and exceeded our expectations. So,
Oh, wait. One thing I did like is the motion sensor light.
oh, yeah.
Um, so, you always have that one person, I'm that person. Get up in the middle of the night, try not to stub your toes, and you're trying to make your way to the bathroom. But they have a motion sensor light. It kicks on. I'm like, very nice.
It's at the base of the closets.
Yeah.
And it's just enough for you to be able to see to get, into the restroom. And there's a light that stays on in the restroom too that's not very bright.
I was like,
So that's nice.
And one more thing I wanted to mention. We talked about the buffet. Yes, there's either hit or miss on flavors. But I will tell you that I had some very amazing Asian noodles today. And I had some other foods that were just, you're not going to be able to get that without having to pay that upcharge like you would on Carnival or NCL or anything. Not saying that, hey, look, that's a good thing, bad thing. But we were able to get those things without having to pay an extra charge for that.
Oh, speaking of not having to pay an extra charge, the chat function inside the Holland app.
Oh, yes.
Because our best friends, another couple, are on this cruise with us, and we're able to chat with them through the app for free. And we had to pay for that on previous cruises with Carnival and NCL. So that was included.
That was a plus. Absolutely.
That was a huge plus. So we're able to stay in contact with them.
Yeah.
meet up for dinner, meet up for shows, meet at the hot tub, what have you, and no additional cost for that. So that was nice too.
Yeah, and one more thing to know about the buffet though is
Guess who likes the buffet?
they serve you. So, all those hands trying to go and grab all that food, they're not there. They are asking you like one by one, get in your line, and I think maybe that's what speeds it up. They're being conscientious about the food portion, maybe not, but they ask you how much you want, and you go through the line, and it doesn't even flow.
Yeah.
So, and they hand you your plate or your bowl or whatever it is, but I mean, it really does speed it up. So I think that's part of the nice character that they also have here. Anything else?
I don't think so. So let us know what you think. Have you cruised on Holland before? What did you find that surprised you that you really loved? Or on the other side, what did you expect that didn't happen? So,
or what ship were you on,
Yeah.
and would you suggest it to other people to go on? We are on the Zuiderdam?
Zuiderdam. Yeah, we called it the Zuiderdam, but the crew, we've learned it's actually the Zuiderdam.
So not cider, but Zider.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.